It is said that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. From the theory of Stoicism itself echoes the main idea of Stoicism. That's great. Today we're going to focus on 10 easy skills. But first, step by step, understanding them can lead to a mountain of strength, success, and deep. Mark Zuckerberg has said that how you learn is more important than what you learn. So just think about that. Find out what you can do when you learn these 10 skills. Get ready to be pumped up. As we explore the Stoic road to a life full of happiness, we will be inspired and ready to act. With a goal and a sense of what it means, one-time management time is money is a familiar phrase. But have you ever thought about how much it really is worth? Money can be made, saved, or gotten back, but not time. Time is the most valuable thing you have. The most valuable and limited resource we have is our choice of how to spend it. Shapes the course of our lives. The Stoics, who stressed living in harmony with nature and reason, understand how important it is to handle your time well. The Roman Stoic scholar wrote an entire essay about how short life is. On the same subject, he complained that people wasted their time on pointless things, pursuits and pointless distractions that told them to pay attention to what it's not that we don't have long to live, he wrote, but that we all do. Many people waste it in today's busy world, where it seems like there are endless tasks and things to do all the time. More than ever, the cons of getting a lot of texts, social media alerts, and breaking news can easily overwhelm us and make us feel like we're always in a race against the Stoics have a different view on time management. It's not about the clock, not about fitting more into our plans, but about putting what's most important first. And making plans for each day. Marcus Aurelius said, a well-known Stoic and Roman emperor wrote in his Meditations that you could end your life. Memento is a conservative practice that says you should let that guide what you do, say, and think right now. Mori. Being reminded that we are mortal is a strong push to make most of our time to think about what's important and let go of the silly and unimportant. Remember the times when you felt like you had too much to do and not enough time to do it. List rushing against the clock and giving up rest and peace of mind. Now. Think about how calm and in charge you'll feel when you know you're making the most of your time by deciding what to do first. Start by making a list of your priorities. What's most important to you? The things in your life that make you happy and help you feel like purpose. Once you know what's most important to you, you can plan your time around it. Learn how to say no. It's okay to turn down requests or offers that don't fit your schedule. Seneca said that someone who meets a new person every day should set their goals in order. Be ashamed of himself for living so long without becoming friends with himself. Take time to think about yourself so you can follow your interests, and for just being in the present moment by following the patient advice of managing your time well will not only help you get more done, but it will also have a deep feeling of freedom. The freedom to focus on what's important and not let stress get in the way. What's important, and having the freedom to live a life that fits your beliefs. In everything you fear, you act like a human, and in everything else you act like an immortal. You want to get away from this. Let's do it. Paradox. Tell us about your plans to get better at managing your time in the comments below. Let's motivate each other. To get the most out of this wonderful gift, we call life personal finance management. This quote from Epictetus says that wealth is not having many things, but having few wants, encapsulates the hard-nosed approach to personal spending that puts moderation, self-control, and buying only what you need are important in a world where instant gratification and consumerism are at the top of the Stoic mindset, offers a new way to look at financial health. Have you ever felt stuck by having money fears all the time, juggling bills and living paycheck to paycheck is a regular problem in today's world, where the allure of having a lot of stuff and easy loans can trap people in a cycle of debt. The Stoics, who stress reason and morality, offer a way to deal with anxiety. a classic way to handle your money that can help you get long-term comfort and freedom. Seneca, the Roman Stoic philosopher, warned of the risks. He wrote that wealth is the slave of the wise man because of greed and waste. If you want to know what real wealth is, don't look for it in POS. Not in material things, but in controlling our wants and living in line with our value system. Think about how safe and sure you feel when you having a strong financial base gives you peace of mind, which lets you sleep well at night. Knowing you're ready for the surprising turns and twists in life is the freedom to make decisions that are in line with your values and goals instead of being limited by money worries. What if you could break out of the cycle of stress over money and live a life full of plenty and peace of mind? The Stoics thought that true happiness came from having enough money to follow your dreams and help the people you care about. Happiness does not come from material things, but from being good inside. Tranquility. If we control our wants and live within our means, we can reach to find happiness that goes beyond material wealth. Begin by making a when you make a budget and keep track of your spending. Be honest with yourself find out where your money is going and how you can save it. As Muoniums. Rufus, a Stoic teacher, said, "Be frugal and don't be a spendthrift. Take what you have as if it were endless and follow the Stoic idea of, instead of buying things on the spur of the moment, wait gratification and save your money for the things that really matter. Put money into your health, your education, and your relationships," as Seneca wrote. Putting off living a good life is like the rustic waiting for the water to dry up before crossing. To get information and help, read books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad and the 8020 Rule. Talking to financial experts is a great way to learn more about personal finances. Or teachers who can help you make a good budget by following the Stoic ideals of, if you handle your money with balance and self-discipline, you'll not only be financially stable, but you'll also feel a deep sense of freedom. Freedom from worry, freedom to choose things that are in line with your beliefs, and give yourself the freedom to live a full and meaningful life. 3. Critical thinking. Being quiet is the first thing that you need to do to become wise. This is the second, listening, the third, remembering, the fourth, practice, and the fifth, lesson. Others, these words from Zeno of Citium, a Stoic scholar, show the importance of not only learning things but also actively interacting with them through critical. In a world full of knowledge where everyone has an opinion and a bias, many people believe that being able to think clearly is only an intellectual pursuit, a vital tool for figuring out how to live in the modern world. Have you ever made a choice based on your feelings or impulses only to later regret it? You changed your mind because of an interesting speaker, an effective ad, or the popular view in your social circle. The Stoics know that our emotions and biases can cloud our judgment and lead us astray from the road of truth and reason. Epictetus, the Stoic thinker, once said that our opinions are what bother us, not the things themselves. A lot of the things he taught us that our pain doesn't always come from outside sources, events themselves, but how we think about them is important. Being able to think lets us look at those meanings to test our beliefs and come up with more. Marcus Aurelius the Roman came to objective and well-thought-out findings. In his thoughts, the emperor and Stoic philosopher wrote that everything we hear is and everything we see is a point of view, not the truth, he said. Knew that the world is complicated and has many sides, and that our understanding of something is always limited, and critical thought helps us to recognize this natural subjectivity and to take information with a good dose of doubt. Think of the mental clarity and insight that come from being able to spot lies, to analyze precisely in their cases, and to make decisions based on reason. Proof that it's the right to have your own thoughts, and to question the status quo, and to live a life based on your own morals and values. What if you could build the mental clarity and insight to spot lies and make smart decisions? How would it feel to be able to face the world with courage if you knew that your choices are based on logic and reason? The Stoics think that the search for wisdom is a lifelong task that needs constant attention, being ready to question what we believe and a promise to look for the truth even when it's awkward at first, but make it a habit to be curious and ask questions. Take things at face value, do more study, and think about more than one. As Seneca wrote, "If you want to be loved, love like you want to be loved." To understand better, attend actively and try to understand, pay close attention to the points when you're talking to people or reading things. Being made, figure out what assumptions are behind them, look at the facts, and think about possible counter-arguments by adopting the patient attitude. You'll not only make better choices if you can think critically, but have a deep sense of intellectual freedom. The freedom to think for yourself without being influenced, and having their own thoughts and being able to live a life based on logic and truth. Number 4, spoken and written exchange words have a huge. Even so, we often get lost in their labyrinth and can't figure out what to say. If any of this strikes a chord with you, please let us know. Know that you're not the only one who struggles with how to communicate. We often feel angry or confused, but what if we could turn this problem into an opportunity? Chance to grow and gain power, contact goes beyond the exchange of information. It's the art of making links. Building bridges of understanding and opening doors to success in all areas of how does life work in the fast-paced, information-rich world we live in. From the professional level to the everyday person, conversation is more important than ever. Communication is very important in all of our human relationships, from the busy market to the quiet comfort of our own homes. In order to build trust, gain power, and reach our goals, the Stoics teach us that clear thinking and self-awareness are the first steps to good conversation. We can choose our own with a disciplined thought and a focus on what we can control. Carefully choose our words and speak with meaning. This approach fits with the Stoic idea that we should think about our own acts and decisions instead of outside events or other people's views. Look at Marcus as an example. Even though he had a lot of power, Aurelius was a calm philosopher and Roman emperor. Responsibilities, he knew how important it was to communicate clearly and directly. He writes in his Meditations, "Let your speech be better than quiet or be silent." This short but deep sentence sums up the Stoic ideal of speaking with purpose and staying away from useless talk or words that hurt others. Listening and understanding are also important parts of conversation. By seeing things from other people's points of view, we can react with care and make stronger connections. This is in line with the Stoic ideal of justice, which says to be fair to others. As Seneca, another famous Stoic scholar, said, "We should show respect." Are we as careful with the words we hear as we are with the ones we speak? How can we use these Stoic ideas? To improve our ability to talk to each other in today's world, here are some rules. A few easy steps to become more self-aware and take time to think about how do you usually talk to people and find ways to make things better. Interrupting others or going to conclusions, do you find it hard to say what you want to say? You can understand your feelings by knowing your skills and weaknesses. Become more aware and deliberate in how you talk to people. Practice active listening. Think carefully about what you say and ask for comments. Mastering the art of communication doesn't happen quickly. It takes hard work and practice, and a desire to be open and vulnerable, but the benefits of building strong. If you improve your speaking skills, you'll not only reach your goals more quickly, but you'll also feel better about yourself. Connection, happiness, and personal peace at the end of the day. Remember that. To communicate well, you need to do more than just get your point across. Learning how to build connections and make the world a better place around you, as the Stoics tell us that words have power to change our lives. Our words have power over our lives, so let's be careful what we say. We'll find the truth if we set our sights on purpose and listen with empathy. The power of conversation and pave the way for a deeper and more successful life. 5. When it comes to public speaking, we suffer more in our minds than in real life. These words get to the heart of a fear that many people have, the fear of public speaking, the beating heart, the sweaty palms, and the mind full of worst-case scenarios. A lot of people have felt this way before, but there is a danger in this arena, where chance meets vulnerability. Chance to get over your fears, accept the Stoic spirit, and let your voice in today's connected world the power to talk to people. Clearly, being able to connect with an audience is helpful, whether you're selling an idea to buyers, giving a presentation to co-workers, or just talking about your ideas with a group of friends. In public speaking skills can help you gain power and leadership. But for many people, the thought of standing in front of a crowd scares the Stoics to death. With the focus on being brave and getting over your fears gives you a good view of public speaking. Speaking about Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher said that we should pay attention to what we can change about how we present ourselves and talk to each other without letting outside influences affect us. Opinion, he said, if you want to get better, be happy with being seen as stupid. Don't be afraid of looking stupid, which means don't stop yourself from picture yourself standing at the platform with the camera on you as you tell the truth. There will be a lot of eyes on you, and it's a scary thought, but also a thrilling one. Picture the rush of energy as you connect with that you've accomplished something, as you give your message with clarity and conviction. What if you could turn your fear into confidence, your worry into... Are you excited about how it would feel to stand in front of a crowd and tell them the truth? Stoics had a strong belief that real bravery isn't not being afraid, but they knew that fear is a normal part of life, and were able to act anyway. Normal human feeling, but it shouldn't stop us. Instead, we should face taking our fears head on while realizing that they live more in our minds than in fact, you should start by practicing speaking in front of a mirror or with a friend you trust. The more you or a family member join a public speaking club or class, the more you practice, the easier it will be. Remember that as Mius Rufus, another Stoic philosopher, said we shouldn't avoid hard things, but should learn how to deal with them. Adopt the brave quality of courage and learn how to speak in public. You will not only get over a common fear, but you will also open up a world of options. You have the freedom to be yourself and inspire and impact others, and the freedom to be the best leader you can be, as Cena wisely said. He who is being brave is free, so let's go on this journey of courage together. Promise to keep your word. To get better at public speaking, in the comments below. 6. Adaptability is what stops people from taking action. What stops people from taking action? Marcus Aurelius, who was emperor of Rome, wrote these words. Stoic philosophers summed up what it means to be flexible, which is one of the main ideas of the Stoic attitude, in a world where change is the only thing that stays the same. Being able to change is not only a useful skill, but also necessary for getting around. Life will always have problems. Have you ever felt like life threw you a strike and being lost and confused, maybe because of a quick job loss, a global pandemic, or just the unexpected turns and changes of daily life have messed up your plans and made you feel less stable? It's in these times of change that tests our true power. The Stoics, with their focus on reason and morality, knew that we can't control what happens in the outside world, but we can. They taught us that our true freedom doesn't come from not having problems, but from being able to deal with them in a healthy way. Ability to change and do well in spite of it. Picture a sailor sailing. A winds may howl and waves may crash, but a skilled skipper can handle it. If necessary, the sails change direction, but the helm stays the same. In the same way, an adaptable person handles life's obstacles with grace and strength, bending like a to read in. If the wind doesn't break under pressure, think back to times when life was easier. Things didn't go as planned, like a relationship ending without warning or a dream coming true. If your job fell through, or you had a health emergency, it's in those Stoics think that our true strength is tested when things go wrong. That hardship gives us a chance to grow and a chance to show how strong we are, and come out stronger on the other side. What if you didn't fight change, could see it as a chance to grow? How would it feel to get through it? Life's difficulties with grace and strength, coming out of them smarter and stronger. The Stoic philosopher Seneca, on the other hand, wrote, "Delaying something is the best way to calm down when you're angry." This is true not only for stop, take a deep breath, and apply this not only to anger, but to any other negative feeling that comes up when things go wrong. By carefully choosing our answer, we can avoid acting on impulse and making choices that are in line with our morals and goals. Starts with having the right frame of mind. Openness and interest. Be willing to try new things, learn from mistakes, and see challenges as chances to grow as a practitioner. Acceptance means realizing that you can't change the things that happen to you. Epictetus said, "Don't demand, but you can choose how you react." That things go the way you want them to, but you wish they went the way they do. You will do well if you follow the stubborn idea of adaptability. You'll not only become stronger, but you'll also have a feeling of freedom. Freedom from fear of the unknown. Freedom to, no matter what problems come your way, you can handle change with confidence, and the freedom to live a meaningful life. Your fates will show you the way. Who will they show you the way? Let's choose to be led instead of dragged, Seneca. Share your promise to. Let's encourage each other to become more adaptable in the comments below. Learn to say no to people who want to change things, and do well in a world that is always changing. Ecclesiastes said, "He who would be no man's slave must also be no man's friend." Philosophers say something very important about how important it is to set limits in a world that is always changing, needs our time and care. Being able to say no is more than just a skill. It's a way to protect yourself. Have you ever been too busy to keep all your commitments? We all know what it's like to be overworked and worn out, but unable to say no. We live in a hyper-connected world where the need to please others and be seen as helpful can make people feel that goes too far. But the Stoics, who stress life by reason and virtue, have a different view. Stoics thought that real freedom doesn't come from doing everything that is asked of us, but from they knew that our time and energy are valuable and helped us choose carefully what to commit to. Limited resources, and we need to protect them if we want to live a full and meaningful life. Think back to times when you didn't want to take on an extra job or go to a social event, weren't interested in or willing to help someone at the cost of your own health. Remember the anger, tiredness, and sense of being pulled in too many directions. Directions now compare that to the feeling of peace and power that when you say no with conviction and confidence. What if you could get it back? Spend time and energy setting limits that help you keep your goals alive. Value. How would it feel to live a life where your deeds are in line with what you really want instead of what others want? Influenced by outside forces, Marcus Aurelius, the Roman thinker and emperor Stoic, wrote in his writings, "You have the right to say no. No one should make you feel bad for taking care of your time and energy. That telling someone no is not selfish, but a sign of respect for themselves. Take care of yourself by getting used to saying no in small ways. Invitations that don't interest you, delegate chores when you can, and put your own needs first." Epictetus said that if you want to get better, be happy with what you are. Thought it was stupid and silly? Don't let the fear of letting other people down stop you from honoring your own needs. Means following the Stoic advice to set limits and learn what to say. No, you'll not only save time and energy, but you'll also have a feeling of freedom. The freedom to focus on what that freedom means, what's important, and the freedom to live a life with more purpose. Eighth goal, regularity in exercise. Have you ever you start your exercise routine with a lot of enthusiasm, but then your drive starts to fade? In order to achieve lasting vitality, consistent exercise isn't just a physical task. It's also a test of our mental toughness in this fast-paced world. Gratification, and a lot of other things to do, staying committed to a daily exercise routine. Everyday tasks can seem like a battle, but the Stoics told us that, Marcus, our power comes from controlling our urges and working on our discipline. Aurelius, a Roman emperor and famous Stoic philosopher, wrote, "Don't dislike the little things. There is nothing small about training the will. Remember those mornings. When you hit the snooze button instead of putting on your running shoes, or when Netflix seems like a much better idea than going for a run than going to the gym." We've all been there. But think about how good it would feel to success. The boost of energy and quiet confidence that come from getting through those tough times of weakness. Epictetus, another Stoic thinker, stressed how important it was to. He told us that some things are in our control by focusing on what we can change, and some things we can't change, like our opinion, our pursuit of desire, our dislike to it, and so on. Whatever acts we take are our own. Things we can't change are body property. Image command and, in a word, everything that isn't ours. There are some things we can't control when it comes to exercise, but there are some things we can. Choose to get up and move around, as Seneca, a Roman philosopher, said. Statesman wrote that he thought persistence was the key to greatness. No trip is too long for someone who moves slowly and surely, and no goal is too high for him, who trains by climbing the stairs the same way every time we are one step closer to our health goals when we choose to work out. Vitality. What if, instead of giving in to short-lived wants, you could find a, what would it be like to know you have the power to do what you want? To get past any physical or mental problem, you need to start small and commit to just 30 minutes of exercise today, tomorrow, and every day after that. Stoics knew that even small acts done over and over again can lead to adopting the Stoic principle of self-discipline, and making exercise a regular part of your life can lead to amazing results. As an important part of your life, you'll not only feel better physically, but they also feel a deep sense of freedom. Freedom from being tired, not having to worry about your own worth, and being able to live a full life. Share your promise to work out regularly in the comments section below, and let's motivate each other to do it. Build up the mental and physical toughness that will serve you well for a lifetime 9th meditation. There is no place in the world that is quieter or less stressed. 9. Thoughts on take refuge in these words from Marcus Aurelius rather than in his own soul. Echoes from the Roman Empire and the Stoic philosopher remind us of the truth. In our fast-paced world, peace doesn't come from outside sources, but from within. When our thoughts are constantly being bombarded with information, meditation can help us find peace and quiet. The Stoics were ancient thinkers who put a lot of weight on reason. They knew how important it was to keep their minds calm and focused by practicing ethics and living in harmony with nature. Realize that our happiness and health don't rely on what happens outside of us, but on how we react to those things inside of us. At its core, meditation is a way to train the mind to be perfectly aligned. With this Stoic ideal, Epictetus, who was another well-known Stoic, famously said that the most important thing in life is to find and separate things so that I can be sure of which ones are outside of my control and which ones have to do with the decisions Meditation helps us gain control over our thoughts by letting us notice them. Without judging our feelings, we learn to tell the difference between what we can and can't control, what we can do to change our reactions, and how our ideas and feelings come up. A Stoic scholar and statesman named Sebastian wrote a lot about he thought that inner peace and tranquility were very important, and that real happiness comes from living in line with nature and reason, not by seeking pleasure from outside sources or escaping pain through meditation. Like the Stoics, the pursuit of morality helps us become detached from fleeting feelings and wants, which lets us find being happy with the present moment. Picture this. You close your eyes and now take a deep breath. The outside world fades away, and for a few golden moments, when you're alone with your breath, it's nice to stop thinking about everything else. A look at the inner peace that's always there for us. What if you could? How would your life change if you could access this stillness all the time, not just for a short time? Being able to deal with stress, make choices, and connect with your inner self. The great thing about meditation is how easy it is to do. You can start with just 5 minutes. Today, go somewhere quiet, close your eyes, and concentrate on your breath when your mind starts to race. It will bring your attention back to your breath gently. Don't judge yourself if you're having thoughts, just notice them and let them go by following the Stoic technique. By practicing awareness and making meditation a daily habit, you'll not only feel less stressed and focus is better, and you feel a deep sense of inner peace and self-mastery. It's the freedom to pick how to deal with life's problems, the freedom to keep your mind clear and focused, and the freedom to live a life with more meaning and purpose. Share your promise to start meditating. In the comments below, 10 Getting up early. The early bird catch the worm is an old saying that might still be true in today's fast-paced world. Stoicism may seem more like an old artifact than a useful way of living, but the ancient Greeks and Romans who followed it. People who believe in reason and self-discipline would say that this saying has a deep truth. In the calm of the early in the morning, they thought, lay a source of opportunity, a chance to take the day and make your own destiny in a world that never sleeps. Work, family, and social obligations can easily take up all of your awake time. It can be hard to find time for yourself, but the Stoics knew that it was important. The early hours of the morning are a great time to think and plan. Personal growth. A time when everyone else is asleep and your mind is free from what was going on around Cena, the Roman Stoic scholar and statesman said, "It's not that we don't have time to live, but that we waste it." He thought a lot of the time that time was our most valuable resource and that we should use it carefully and not waste it on pointless activities or idle chatter. Stoics believe that getting up early is a way to regain control after being distracted. Of our time, to make sure we have a reason to start each day, and on purpose, Marcus Aurelius, a famous Stoic and Roman emperor, started. Every day when you wake up, do a simple but powerful exercise. Think about how lucky you are to be able to breathe, think, and enjoy life. To love this act of thanksgiving that was done in the early morning silence served as a reminder of how lucky we are to have life, and how every day is a chance to grow and happiness. Imagine this: the alarm goes off, but you don't hit snooze. You get up with a plan. The world outside your window is still covered in. It's dark, but you feel excited inside. Make a cup of coffee and settle in. Be still and quiet for a moment. It's a peaceful moment before the world wakes up. You the chance to set the tone for your day. What if you could take back those precious early hours and turn them into a time to think and plan? How would it feel to start your day feeling calm and peaceful? The Stoics believe that instead of running from one thing to the next, doing big things or doing amazing things isn't the key to a happy life. But waking up early is one of the small good things that can be done every day. Action. You won't become a morning person overnight. You'll get better over time. One day at a time. Change your habits. Start small by setting your alarm for 15 minutes. Getting up a few minutes earlier tomorrow will give you time to relax, write, or just enjoy the quiet and slowly lengthen the time as you get used to your new schedule. Remember, as Epictetus said, that you can't make progress by chance or luck, but by working on yourself. Every morning when the sun comes up, let it be a sign of the new day. Take advantage of the chances that come your way and share your dedication to getting up earlier in the comments below. Let's motivate each other to open the early morning hours and live lives with more meaning and satisfaction. Ending today, we've gone over 10 skills that are hard but have the power to change your life. So I challenge you to start today and learn one of these skills. Take on the Stoic attitude, even if it's just for a little while, and watch what happens. If this video spoke to you, may your life be filled with more meaning, clarity, and happiness. You hit that one in the comments section below. Let's bring people together. Promise to learn and grow, and don't forget to share this video with, if you want to be inspired to be strong,